anybody's gonna kill my creation, I'm gonna do it.
What's up, Alpha? It's your boy Alpha Zelmay, looking cute, looking clean, looking sexy. And y'all saw the intro. Y'all know what we talking about. We talking about Vinnie Mac is back in charge of the WWE. He basically the chief board of directors. He the chief of it. He's back. He got his two people in, and he's running the show. And of course, y'all know I'm joined. We gotta do the guest. We gotta do the guest first. Well, the guest on this show. You Nico Williams. How you doing today, my guy?
I'm well. This was a occasion. This is a part of my childhood. I had to come back with Vince McMahon. Actually, I'm the one that told him to do this. He and I were talking at the nursing home, and the nursing home wing of his house that's dedicated to all his nursing home needs. Okay, yeah, he's at a nursing home and he thinks he's in his mansion. Anyway, I had to come back. Vince McMahon is back, baby.
Yeah, I had to.
Is Joe gonna be? I was gonna say, is Joe gonna be the next person to get some hush money? Is there some sort of secret relationship? What kind of NDAs did you have to sign to be here on behalf of the evil empire?
I don't think I'm at liberty to talk about that.
No, that's what I thought. That's what they all say for them checks start hitting the bank accounts.
Hold on. I just got a Cash App. Hold on. Oh, go. Okay, let's go.
And we join like we are every week with the one, the only Afro Coming 765.
You already know. Local neighborhood scumbag here to give the folks their daily dose of dirtbag. Same gimmick, different day. And McMahon's back in the boardroom, folks. We all knew it was an inevitability. If he couldn't be in control, he wasn't going to sit there and own something he couldn't play with. So, I mean, we finally got here, folks. The mouse is coming.
One more time.
What?
Anybody's gonna kill my creation, I'm gonna do it.
My man stood on that all the years, boy. If anyone's gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. As we're gonna start off with the first topic. We got a bunch of topics. We got other topics too, and then Joe will leave us for those. But we're gonna talk about, can at the end of the year will WWE have the best tag division? And I'm gonna go over why. I got the notes. I'm gonna go over why. And we're also gonna talk about Mercedes Mone, bank on Mone. I'm gonna tell you how I felt about that and what we think might happen. So we got Vinnie Mac is back.
We'll also cover Wrestle Kingdom at large, just because I feel like outside of Sasha Banks' debut, there were some interesting things that went down at Wrestle Kingdom this year.
I don't know no Banks. I only know Monet.
Well, I don't know. I want to know what she's calling that spiffy finisher of hers. That's one thing.
Bank on Monet.
Is that really what it's called?
I don't know. I'm gonna talk about that later. We're gonna talk about that later. Joe here and Tori know how I felt about it. I was like, but we're gonna talk about that later.
Wrestle Kingdom was good for the most part.
It was. It even got a 6.25 out of 5, which I don't understand how that happened.
You gotta ask Uncle Dave. You gotta ask Uncle Dave.
And while I'm here, I gotta say that
he's here.
2 instances. I hate you. I hate that I even uploaded that for you to use at your disposal. But that's okay. I just want to say that Olympus Mons and Afro Kami 765, they put up a clip, and I was like, what is it? Kenny Omega?
Yeah.
That was wrestling. That was wrestling.
He's talking about Kenny Omega's Wrestle Kingdom entrance.
Oh, the one-wing angel.
Yeah, the Sephiroth intro.
I just gotta say that at some point in the, like that was wrestling. That spot for the pin.
That was all. Hey, Joe, just so
amazing.
you know, that's also match of the year already. We just started, but so far
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised just on the strength that like I'm sitting there watching this. I have never watched them wrestle before, and I'm like, why do these niggas always wrestle better in Japan? And it's the second time I've seen this instance because they gave us a throwback back to Hulk Hogan back in Japan, and I was like, I've never seen you wrestle like that in your life.
Niggas ain't never seen Hulk Hogan chain wrestle because niggas ain't never watched All Japan Hulk.
And I can admit to that.
You are not the only one, Joe. And the thing is, there are people who claim to be far more well versed in wrestling than you ever have that have never seen
that. So that and then what y'all retweeted with Kenny Omega in that match, I was like, oh, so Hulk Hogan does know how to wrestle. So when you go to Japan, you better come correct. Apparently,
listen, if all they do is this, like this loud, you have to be able to put on the show.
Well, also, when it comes to Japan, you have to know how to actually wrestle a little bit because you never know in Japan when somebody's going to decide to stretch you just because they can. Like that was the thing about American wrestlers going to Japan. You never knew when one of the Japanese boys was going to go into business with himself and try and fucking put you down for real. So you sort of had to bring it.
Yeah. But Vince McMahon, let's get into it. Vinnie Mac is back. If y'all don't know, he got rid of
he did what we all knew he was going to do. Vince McMahon, as the majority stockholder, is now exercising his right to sell his stocks, which just happened to be the controlling share of the company.
Yeah. And by the way, I'm going to say this. If Vince does come back as creative, I will stop watching WWE.
I will too.
Triple H.
Most of I can't even lie.
Now, as the owner of the company, he has the right, as the person who created it, to sell his company and want to sell his company. I will fully acknowledge that. By the way, I will show you some stuff in a minute on why I don't think he will be creative, even though he probably will try to slide his way in. But it's a lot of stuff he got to go through to do that, which I will show y'all the tweets later on shortly. But I want to know the initial thoughts. Vince McMahon back. You, Nico, you got the floor.
The last time I went crazy off of wrestling was for a callback, and it was Stone Cold versus what's his name with the stunner as well,
Kevin Owens,
and that was a great moment for me. All I'm asking is this: Vince McMahon, you came back. Now Monday's ratings should be crazy because who doesn't want it? Because just like after the scandal, he came down there and he said, I just want to thank you, everybody that came through. He didn't apologize or nothing. He said, thank you for coming through. But I got to say this. I need Vince McMahon to come down there. I want them to start the show off on Monday with no chance. That's what you got. And
that's what you've got of that happening.
That's what I'm hoping happens.
No. What you just said that's the chance you've got of Vince McMahon coming back down the walkway on WWE.
I can't get one more waddle. Can I get one more waddle down?
No, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen.
He has a fresh sex charge, a fresh one.
That's sure. I told you. Hey, Joe, I told you gonna get demonetized, but it wasn't for the reason I told you earlier. It was something else. I said Tori gonna say something else, but he didn't say it. He said that. But all right. But true, he did.
Oh, you were gonna talk about me hoping that fucking. Are we talking about how for a long time I had untimely wishes for Vince McMahon's demises while he was in control of the company?
Yeah, no, I told Joe.
Yeah, that's a fact. I did have those, but I don't have those now that he's retired and Triple H is running things. But now I don't have those.
Joey, the floor, you said you wanted Vince McMahon.
Yes, I was going to say, my bad.
I'm 100%. I mean, behind the scenes, I don't really care about the Vince McMahon stuff. I'm more or less for the Vince McMahon that I know that came out every Monday, sometimes Thursdays, back when SmackDown was back then. And I just want him to be Vince McMahon one more good time, because last time on World Wrestling Z, he was just trying to help out Austin Theory and had all these weird
Gerald got the right idea.
And slapping the shit out of Austin Theory. That was I didn't know that would be the last of Vince McMahon, is him just doing whatever he's doing with Austin Theory. So With that being said, my thing is this: I'm glad he's back.
Technically, the last thing he did was take a Stone Cold Stunner.
Oh, that was ugly. All right, floor back to Joe.
The ugliest Stone Cold Stunner.
And just in all fairness, I mean, I just want one more scumbaggery Vince McMahon clip before we all, because if Vince McMahon takes an L and he takes his final breath, I do believe that he will get. I don't think he'll be booed or anything. There's some wrestling fans later on and down the line in the WWE fandom that might still, boo him. But like the people that came up in the 90s and early 2000s, I think we have a lot to say thank you to Vince McMahon for. And I'm just asking one more time, fire some damn body one more good time in the middle of the ring. Do a ridiculous signing or something just one time.
Be bold to have Stephanie fire you, Vince.
I need some kind of like crazy thing that happens involving Vince McMahon on camera, and that's not in the courtroom. I would be so happy for that. And so but I just want to give my respects to Vince McMahon. I'm glad he's back. He might be back for his own selfish reasons, but like he said back in the day, it's the devil you know and the devil you don't. And I know that devil. And I'm glad he's back. I hope he just fucked the behind the scenes stuff. I just want him to come back and be Vince McMahon, the character, one more last time.
Yeah. Joe, by the way, I want you for the last part when we do on Vince too. I want you there because it's gonna be who was the best thing. I have a little list of pros and cons. Well, we're gonna make a list right live on the show. But Vince McMahon is not well received because he made everybody's life miserable on purpose because he was old and that's what old people do. You ever been around old people? That's what they do. Tori, you've been around old people. You beat one up. Tell us how you feel about
it. It was a hardcore match, I heard. It was dumpster match?
Dumpster fire match. Flaming dumpster match.
I heard he called you, like he had a fire promo.
Oh yeah. He was very bold. He was very bold with the microphone. It may have started out as an out of the ring brawl that led into a match that may or may not have ended with me winning by referee stoppage. I mean, who knows? He could have been transported to a local medical facility afterwards, for all we know. No, but
you didn't hit him with a bedpan at the end, like just
no. But I didn't follow him to said local medical facility. But no, I think as far as this action, I feel like all of us smart fans, we knew this was going to happen. Vince wasn't going to sit on his WWE stocks and not be the guy in control. And he wasn't just going to have them. So there's no doubt in my mind. Because we were talking about a WWE sale long before all this broke. So maybe that was
my first show I talked about it.
I was going to say, but yeah, it's been years now we've been hearing whispers of Vince thinking about selling the company. So maybe that was him preparing for the flood of hush money he was going to have to account for. Now that he's officially stepped down, he wants to sell his shares. I think Nick Khan can be a good facilitator of this, but I mean, he's got to sell it, in my opinion. Like, he has to. He's not going to be happy not running it, and he's not going to be happy just holding the controlling shares. So he had to sell it. The real question is, and we'll talk about it at some point in time, I think during this episode, is who do we think is going to buy it? Who's in line? Who do we think? Who do we have faith in to buy it? Because if you're anywhere on the internet wrestling community, you've seen and spoiler alert, folks, Tony Khan's not going to buy fucking Vince McMahon's shares of WWE. And Vince isn't going to sell them to Tony Khan. I'm sorry.
That'd be amazing. Last episode of Tony Khan just show up on the screen.
Oh, that would be sick. It would be sick. But there are too many other interests involved in WWE. I mean, Tony's got the money. That's not the question. I just don't think...
didn't let him spend that kind of bread. That's $6 billion guaranteed.
Bro, he's got hundreds of billions waiting in his inheritance. What's taking 6 out of it?
His dad, like, you already got one toy, you don't need another.
Yeah, but the toy he's got right now doesn't.
The reason we saying toy is because his daddy literally called it a toy. You know, the owner of Jaguars, he like, hey, I let him buy a little toy, and he called AEW a toy. Cause
that's what AEW is to Shad Khan. But that nigga invented that nigga patented the one piece bumper. I mean, that's a goddamn expensive part of fucking history as far as automobiles go. Could you imagine if bumpers were still less than one piece each? But no, I don't think.
Could you imagine if bumpers were more than one piece?
I mean, seriously. As long as I can remember, it's been a single. Think about the movies when you see the busted up car and the bumpers just hanging off. How weird would it be if it was just broken in sections and hanging off? Sorry, casual conversation is bleeding into the goddamn wrestling show. That's not what this show is. This is a casual conversation. This is wrestling.
All I was saying was that I never thought about it that way. I was like, damn, bumpers are in one piece, aren't they? Mm-hmm. That's pretty convenient.
And that's thanks to Shad Khan.
Yeah.
So somebody that comes up with something like that deserves to take something as big that a whole family built up from like the 60s and 70s. And to call it a toy. If he buys that, I'll buy a new toy. WWE.
Well, no, but here's the difference though. The toy Tony Khan has right now is operating at a loss guaranteed. There's no way AEW is making him any money. The WWE, on the other hand, is running at record-breaking profits right now and have been since the pandemic.
Can I ask y'all a question and then I'll be done? I'll be done like commenting on since I'll listen more of it. I just wanted to know, y'all good with Monday through Friday wrestling? Some kind of thing Monday through Friday, and then it's just hosted by Tony Khan. Is that terrible?
Yeah, because he's gonna think he should book all of it, and he shouldn't be booking anything.
I knew you was gonna get into Tony Khan's booking, and we all know we're still waiting for him to bring back the Great Day.
Wait, Joe. All I'm gonna say is this: Tony Khan bought one promotion, Ring of Honor, already, and we see what he's done with it. A whole lot of nothing. It's a skeleton promotion. He's just barely keeping the championships alive by putting them on people in AEW, and then it just makes it look like everybody in AEW has a belt, so belts don't even matter. A champion, who wants a championship? There's one you can get from some random skeleton promotion that the boss bought because he used to watch it when he was a kid.
Yeah, but let's go over this thing on why people can calm down, because me and Tori already stated that if Vince goes back to creative, we are not watching WWE anymore.
Yeah, if Vince goes back into creative, I'm done. I can't. I refuse.
But I haven't. But by the way, I've watched WWE since I was like 4. And like,
bro, I've been watching WWE since as long as I can remember. Like literally.
And I'm sorry. I did watch it even when it was the background noise, but I don't even want it to be background noise because I actually got interested for a little bit. Like,
yeah, we even dealt with it in 2017.
Yeah, so I used to deal with the background noise, and now it's a little better. I don't want to deal with the background noise. I'm like, you should do better now. I see you can do better. So
you have to do better.
But I want to talk about why those fears might be unfounded. Let's make it a little bigger for ourselves. So, guys, don't overexcite your emotions. Vince McMahon returns doesn't mean you can do whatever you want. This is not how business works. Well, in a way it is, but this is a publicly traded business. He's bound by SEC to fulfill the only obligation he was approved of: media rights to sale or risk of exposure or major lawsuits for deception. Okay, for y'all that don't, let me explain it to y'all in like business law term when I take that class. He did a board group. He had a board meeting. He got, as a top shareholder, he put himself in a position. Therefore, he had to file it with the SEC and get it approved by the SEC. He had to state to the SEC what he was doing it for. Now, if he doesn't do what it's for, he said clearly to do the media deal and not to do creative. That's what he said. It's only to do the media deal and to possibly sell it. He didn't say he was guaranteed to sell it, but he said to possibly sell it, to send it into a new adventure. Now, is there ways around it? Probably so, but the SEC was probably looking at him because they already looking at him for allegations and using public funding of the company to
Yeah,
buy
to
off
pay
certain
hush
people.
money.
So they were like, we already overlooked it. So you promised us this. So if you go out your way to not do what you said you was going to do and try to be in control again, you will open yourself up to a lot of major lawsuits for deception. And by the way, smallest, for instance, if Tory had stake in WWE stock, he could literally sue Vince McMahon for tanking the stock because it was tanked because he told it was going to do something.
Yeah, very true.
So just think about if thousands of people that own stock just randomly sue you for a lot of money, you would be in trouble. So
Can't go playing with people's net worth.
yeah, so let's do this. It's another tweet right here I want to get to. So for people that's gonna argue this point, let me get here. Let me F11. Let me full screen it so y'all don't have to see all that other stuff.
If he were to sell, wouldn't it still have to go through to a vote too, or he can just do it?
He owns the majority, which is why they couldn't sell.
I was gonna say he owns the majority.
That's why they couldn't sell it without him, because he said he wouldn't approve of it because he owned the majority share. So they couldn't sell it unless he approved, because he owned over 80% of voting share, 50% of voting share, and he had to sell. It is also important to note that the wording isn't very clear, but basically
it's mad sketchy verbally.
But it does say provisional changes, which is at the bottom of the little thing. I don't know if I might show it on here in a minute, but it says
lots of legal nomenclature going on.
Yeah. Provisional changes need to be within the issuer's best interest, which means it has to be in the stakeholder's best interest. Meaning, if he did creative and the stock immediately falls, he violated. It's written in that contract that he sent to the SEC and filed with the SEC. So basically, he can't just, so for people that's worried, and the wrestlers already heard this, that's why they told SRS that we think we might be still good. And business-wise, when Vince was in charge, it wasn't going bad either. They would
I would say from the business standpoint, you can't complain about Vinnie Mac. Vinnie Mac, he headed the company through all of its record-breaking profits. All of it, literally.
Even though it made more now, and the stock went skyrocketing.
Oh yeah, it's making more now. But I mean, the lead up to all of this, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because even though the wrestling fans have gotten lesser, wrestling has just become more and more profitable.
Yeah, because people are willing to spend more. Companies, TV is dying.
Well, plus inflation, like over times. You know what I mean?
Well, TV dying overall, and wrestling is one of the few things that keeping TV alive.
Yeah, but wrestling was also, people forget about how early on Vince and everybody, they were early on the streaming thing. Think about it. The WWE Network was around before any of these majors, when Netflix was still delivering DVDs to the crib. Yeah. You know what I mean? They had a big leg up, but that's why they managed to get so much money selling to Peacock. Which brings me into one of the. Do you guys think NBC would be a possible buyer?
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that real quick.
I think that's viable. That NBC would just say we can just buy it.
I mean, they own Peacock, and Peacock already bought. They already bought the rights to the WWE Network, so they already show all of the pay-per-view and live events and shit, anyways. So, I mean, depending on what the asking price is. And then there's always, outside of NBC, the mouse is always looming. Disney could easily be a contender.
Let's go through some of these and do pros and cons.
Sure.
Disney on it. What's a pro? But almost unlimited money.
Yeah, I was going to say capital production value, too. If we're going to be, even though WWE's production value is already great, Disney production value is pretty good as long as they're not doing episodic TV shows.
The first two are going to be the same thing. We might well go into Amazon 2, almost unlimited money for them too.
Yeah. Capital's a big one.
The rest of them would probably have to go into a loan to get this.
But you've also got to remember that the WWE is already like a money-making company, so that's got to be taken into account, wouldn't you think? At least from a buyer's standpoint, like.
Well, I'm just talking about unlimited money. Unlimited money in terms of.
But I mean, as it's not like the whole Elon Musk situation where you're buying Twitter and the company's constantly in the red. You know what I mean?
Google too. I forgot to put Google. Google unlimited money too.
Google would be an interesting one.
Google is on here for a reason because Google is just now getting into it. If y'all don't know, they just bought NFL Red Zone. I'm pretty sure they would want some more live action stuff, but we'll go over that then. Pro for Disney, unlimited money, because like I said, it's 3 companies on here that wouldn't have to take out a loan. The rest of them would have to take out of a loan. They could afford it straight up, but it's stupid just to buy something straight up.
Yeah, I was going to say, spend that kind of money, because you're talking billions for a company like the WWE.
We talking about Disney, Amazon, and Google. They are
they can foot the bill themselves. That money can be taken from any number of places and won't be missed remotely.
Okay,
I think the production con. I mean, the production pro. I think that's a con. I mean, a pro for sure.
As far as Disney goes.
Because, like, what if they come with a phase 1 WWE? Like, wouldn't that be crazy?
But it depends, because we got to remember, as wrestling fans, we did not like. There were very few cinematic matches that were actually good. The only 2 that were good, in my opinion, were John Cena and Bray Wyatt in the Firefly Funhouse match, and then freaking The Undertaker and AJ Styles in the Boneyard match. I can't think of any other cinematic matches.
They do got Rob Fee now, so hopefully we'll see it Royal Rumble if the
people. I mean, if you make Kevin Feige a consultant, I mean, that's a pro too. You have Kevin Feige.
They got Rob. They got Rob Fee to help with SmackDown, so I think
they do have Rob Fee.
Unlimited money production. What are the pros for Disney? We're gonna do one at a time, and we're gonna try to.
That's it.
I think production and money would be it for Disney, really. I don't think. Do you guys want Disney creative in the wrestling room?
That'll come. We just go to.
I was gonna say that'd definitely be a con. That would be a con. And that's not me hate. That's not me hating on. That's not me hating on Disney. It's just me not thinking that those 2 mediums like work well together. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe they'd make it work, but I can't help but see it as a con. Me personally,
it could be watered down, but you also get to add a WWE aspect to Disneyland and Disney World, and that would probably be a nice draw. I apologize.
A WWE portion of any Disney theme park would be fire. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think of that at all. That would be dope. Bruh, they just need to make a virtual reality room where you can just go in and kick Hulk Hogan in the nuts for like an hour.
Okay, well, that's actually a pretty good pro.
Virtual reality wrestler would be cool for a lot of kids.
Anything he
says,
if
they'd have had that, because if they'd have had that as kids, they'd have saved people like me from backyard wrestling as a kid. I was jumping off of roofs and breaking non-gimmick guitars over my head.
Yeah, let me know in the comments if y'all agree with what we saying or not. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy.
Give us your pros and cons down in the comments too. What do you guys think if we miss any? What do you guys think any pros or cons would be from any of these super big corporate media empires acquiring the WWE?
Any more pros and cons with Disney? Any more pros and cons?
I'm gonna name this con Tony Khan. I'm just leave it at that.
Yes. I just wonder, because what do you do because one thing I haven't seen people talk about that I think is a real pro and just the WWE as a whole is I don't think people realize like the amount of pull social media wise that the WWE has. Like the WWE's YouTube is bigger than the NFL's, the NBA's, the fucking MLB. It is bigger than any other sports organization on the planet.
But I'm the first to get into it.
No, I know, but I'm saying it's not just YouTube though. It's YouTube, it's Instagram, it's Twitter. Fucking WWE beats out all of these sports entities, even actual football. I mean, come on. They got more followers in the Premier League.
True.
And I feel like that. So that is something that I was just thinking about because I haven't really, and maybe it doesn't make a huge difference, but I don't see how acquiring that kind of advertising power on a social media level doesn't make a difference in any company's bottom line.
Maybe. But any pros or more?
I mean, if any
Disney?
Joe could speak to the power of internet marketing, you know what I mean?
Any more pros or cons with Disney? Are we moving on to Amazon?
My only con, a real con for them is just, I would just say the content could be, I mean, it's not like it's the Attitude Era. I would be more concerned if Disney was trying to buy WWE during the Attitude Era, but I don't think there's too much to be too worried about. I think it's
I was gonna say they can't water it down too much more. They already say no blood on WWE, and that was I think that, and the cursing is already damn near non-existent except for like the word damn. So it's not a whole bunch that they could. You ain't got Rick Ross in the ring calling Keith Lee a big motherfucker in WWE. That's a Tony Khan thing.
Even though technically he ain't supposed to do that either. Because
no, I was gonna say he definitely wasn't supposed to do that. I wonder if, and Tony just paid that fine with a smile. I'd have made Rick Ross's black ass. I'd have made Rick Ross pay for that. I'd be like, nigga, you owe the FCC $10K, bruh.
Pros for Amazon. I know one thing. It'll be unfiltered because Amazon do not care about.
Yeah, Amazon. We could get a shot back to the Attitude Era. We could get bra and panty matches and blood everywhere. Bezos in the front row, yo. Oh, what if Jeff Bezos put the belt on himself, yo? What if Amazon buys WWE and Jeff Bezos beats Roman Reigns?
Jeff Bezos might do it, but no.
Finger point of doom, Hulk Hogan style.
He destroyed it like Ted Turner after he sold it to.
Bruh, that'd be wild. Just rake the credibility through the dirt more than it's already been through.
Unfiltered, I think it'll be because they'll come on right after the boys come out.
Do you think hold on. Do you think with Amazon do we get blood back guaranteed?
100%.
Okay, then I would put that as a pro because I believe blood when used at the right time is a good thing in wrestling. It's just when you get over to AEW and you get garbage like John Moxley who wants to fucking cut himself during every match and then doesn't even bother to hide the razor blade. But yeah, so if we can get the okay for blood from Amazon, then I say that's a pro because I have that Triple H could do it tastefully. And there is a tasteful way to do blood. And it's not, hey, everybody cut your forehead and then let's bang our heads on the floor until the ring's covered in it.
Any more pros or cons to Amazon? We got any cons? Any pros? What y'all think?
It's just not the go-to app for me to go watch stuff. But I mean, if you have a
thing I would say watch, Amazon owns Twitch though.
That would be interesting if you had the simulcast. That's simulcast on Twitch. That'll be interesting. They can't let them comments just ride like that. But
the chat would be crazy in a WWE Twitch. It would. It'd be hella entertaining though.
It would be. It would be the greatest, most toxic chat of all time, and I would tune in just to watch.
Uber toxic chat. I would too.
I would watch wrestling full time again if they had the chat in Twitch. I definitely would. I wouldn't even be watching the match. I'd just be watching the chat and see all the N words and that B word. What's she even doing?
The F words.
Could she be in the kitchen? It would be crazy. Twitch would have to ban WWE. They have to have 5,500 mods just to watch that to make sure they get all that shit off the chat.
Yeah, it would be wild.
Now, if Amazon can launch dude, there'd be so many N words in there. Oh, I can't imagine.
Just so many M bombs, so many.
Well, anything else? Any pros or cons to Amazon? Anything else?
That's all I got.
I doesn't say. That's all. I don't think. Outside of this. Now, are these legitimate people who we believe have interest in it, or are these just the people who could viably buy it?
For most of these, I heard like some interest in it because Amazon and Google specifically, I know, is trying to buy products like this because they don't want to make shows. And Netflix, the same thing.
I just feel like it'd be weird though because
that's why WB is trying to do more.
Well, you got to think even with WWE, the streaming rights in America to WWE are already owned by NBC and Peacock, though. I don't know how long that deal is.
It's
but
over in 2024. All the deals are over in 2024.
Okay.
Sales starts in April. Well, they start talking now, but the sale market opens in April for a public insurance company for them because the media rights all
You
done in
guys
2024.
think we're gonna get a mass selling of WWE stock, or people are gonna hold on to it? Because I can see it go. I can see it go either
Anytime you
way.
sell, it's going. Anytime you sell to a major team, because how much money they're gonna put into it to buy it, because they always oversell. People gonna think they can get some easy money off of it, so they're gonna shoot up. It's already shot up. Just because he said sale, and everybody like, oh, if because it's gonna be over. What WWE really worth? What, $3 billion? It's gonna get sold for $6 billion.
Easy, yeah, easy $3 billion.
You double your
it'll sell
profit,
for-
and then you can sell off, and then you double your profit easy. You make a bag. So as long as the sale thing is up there, the stock gonna rise and raise up. So it's not to go to unlimited money, unfiltered. That's what we feeling about Amazon, because Amazon Prime is not like the easy. Even though I like the little football ideas, they can easily get Pat McAfee to do stuff with the Pat McAfee show, which could get the Pat McAfee show on Amazon. So that's shout to them for that. Netflix. What's the pros and cons? Netflix doesn't have as much money.
Yeah.
That's a con. It will also be unfiltered.
Do you want just mass recorded matches though? Would Netflix buying it take away the live element?
Is it because that's what I'm saying? I feel like there's no live element that Netflix has ever.
That's what I was
enticed us
thinking.
to,
So I wouldn't even see why Netflix would.
I heard
they would be so in the hole after this.
Yeah,
like,
I don't think that's good at all. I don't think they'd buy it. I don't think it'd be good for them, or they'd be good for it.
I'm hearing they want to buy it the same reason I said.
Season one. That sounds wild. But that's the way they got it set up on Peacock for the older stuff.
The reason the reason Netflix in it is because they want that catalog, and Netflix and making shows is a lot more money than doing a wrestling promotion. So I think it costs a lot to make a show versus doing a wrestling show that's already made. Which is why WB is putting so much money at AEW right now, because they're like, we don't want to make new shows because they cost millions of dollars. And if they fail, we lose. And AEW already established at least 800,000 viewers.
Well, why do you think all these different networks pick up wrestling shows? Because it's not super hard to produce, and it fills the time slot.
It don't have to fill. It just fills the show for you.
And it's damn near guaranteed to fill a 2-hour time slot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
think 4 hours of wrestling tonight. We'll get 2 hours of SmackDown, an hour of Rampage, and then Battle of the Belts right after.
Yeah. But unfiltered, not as rich. No live element.
Do you guys think that was a little strategic on Tony's point? Oh, look, everyone's afraid Vince is going to come back. I'm going to slide another hour of wrestling in on the tail end of my usual.
Didn't he already have that set up, though?
I don't know, because I didn't remember hearing about it until today. So if he did, then it goes with my thinking, because I wouldn't give him credit to be strategic like that. Tony's a mark, let's not forget. He's just a money mark.
And Zelmay, may I ask you, Zelmay, like in this random group with The Rock potentially, is what if Mickey Mouse is in this group? So so Disney we might just sneak in there. You know what I'm saying? Because The Rock got a pretty good relationship with everybody. So
yeah, it'll be a bunch of rich dudes. Like it'll be a lot of his rich friends, because The Rock got a lot of rich friends. So
Kevin Hart rings tonight.
No, I'm talking about billionaire.
I'm also thinking
billionaire.
If you buy these wrestling, whoever buys this promotion along with the back catalog, think about all the content you get for random movie adaptations.
Yeah, you get free prayer.
I mean, because all the names in WWE are trademarked. They own them shits. So
that's fair. That's
we put DC at the bottom. It's not in that group that we
Marvel. I'd say Disney do it beforehand, because I feel like all the wrestling comic books that ever came out through Marvel. I do believe. I could be wrong. Maybe it was Dark Horse. I was going to say it might be Dark Horse or Valiant.
I guess if you would say the money, the con would be the money. Like, he got money, everybody got money, but he doesn't have money like Disney or Amazon.
Oh, The Rock
then,
could get some very rich people to do what he wants.
Oh yeah, Rock would get investors.
He would get
no doubt.
That's
he's
on
The
par
Rock.
with the money that Disney and Amazon have.
Yeah,
I mean, he's the biggest movie star in the world, allegedly in the Illuminati.
He'll get 12 billionaires. It's all worth 50 billion.
I was gonna say he could get 12 billionaires together and get them each to fucking payroll at least the first year of his promotion and for proof of concept.
Well, The Rock ain't officially with a group, but he got a lot of rich friends that he hang around it.
Well, I don't. But you got to remember that Marvel's owned by Disney, though.
Yeah, so that we're gonna talk about them. Like we talked about them first, and we're gonna talk about the first and last are the people that more likely to buy. Universal and Disney are the most likely to buy.
Yeah,
so I put them first.
Universal has a long history. I'm sorry.
Universal.
Sorry.
If y'all don't know, Universal is NBC Peacock. So
yeah.
Okay.
And I was saying they've already got they already own the WWE network, basically the back catalog in the United States, in North America. Everywhere else in the world, it's still the WWE network. Lucky bastards.
Listen, we would have NordVPN sponsorship. Y'all need to hit us up.
Yeah.
I would say from a Google standpoint, yes, the unlimited money, 100%. But guess what?
Yeah, Alphabet got guap.
Guess what else it could do?
It'll 100% be filtered.
Yeah. But
censorship is real.
But the thing is, it can curb everybody's, like, anytime you search, because you go on Google and say what happened on SmackDown last night, what happened on here. Man, they're gonna.
So you're saying they can bury everybody else.
They can bury everybody else.
That's wild. Yeah,
they have
Google,
every right to
Google
do so.
feels like they bury the shit out of everybody.
You have YouTube TV that they can put on. You can put it on like YouTube.
Oh, that'd be so lame though. Don't nobody want to buy YouTube TV just to see wrestling.
But
they definitely have less channels than the other streaming services.
I'm pretty sure they would do something special with YouTube.
It makes the most sense to me for Universal to buy it, honestly, where they already have the back catalog at least for another year.
Yeah, but let's finish Google. The search possibility, they have a bunch of. They starting to do live things. They got the NFL Red Zone now. They own that going to next year. It will be filtered 100%. Because Google, we kind of work for Google, and they don't like cussing in the first 15 seconds. so I know that. Like I said, search possibilities. They do have. I don't know what they're gonna do with the red zone. They could put that in like a package, maybe a wrestling NFL package or something for $9.99 on the site. Because they could easily do that. They got access to do it with YouTube, and everybody be on YouTube, so it's an easy way to do. But unlimited money and search possibility, that's a good thing for Google.
Yeah, very true.
Universal.
Let's talk about WWE. They spend a lot of time on USA Network. You know what I'm saying? They got a really good relationship already. I wouldn't be surprised if Vince were like, I'm just gonna give y'all first dibs what y'all think, just because of the long-standing relationship.
Yeah, definitely. I could see him fielding offers from Universal before anyone else.
On the strength, just gotta ask them. You know.
Yeah, because think they at this point they've got a multiple decade-long relationship.
Yep.
Good relationship.
My whole life, at least, for sure.
Hey, I was going to say that shit came on channel 27 for as long as I can remember.
Oh, we can put save money under them and Disney, because instead of having a deal, they wouldn't have to buy a deal. They would own it already.
Yeah, I was going to say they wouldn't need it.
Universal more so than Disney, but Disney too, because Disney does own SmackDown. So
yeah,
so they would save money too. Instead of buying a deal for SmackDown, they would already own it. So that they would save money because it'll be a lot cheaper to just buy it for $6 billion and paying $400 million deals every
in-house.
Yeah. Instead of paying $400 million every 5 years for it, you just make the money back off the show instead of having to split and just depend on advertising. So they would save money, Universal and Disney. That's a good thing for them.
If The Simpsons moved to Disney, like Disney Plus, I kind of feel like
it's already on Disney Plus, ain't it?
I was going to say, I thought it was already there.
It is.
What y'all talking about, The Simpsons?
Yeah.
No, that's what I was saying. I was like, if The Simpsons can move to Disney Plus, and they have that
Oh,
relationship.
wrestling could. I
think that wrestling could do it.
They already on Hulu.
Wait,
They already on Hulu.
You guys don't think whoever buys this doesn't try and keep the deals with the other companies?
That's a good. That'd be a good strategy. Take it all up,
honestly,
and then work it out.
Maybe they'll bless us and take an hour away from Raw. Whoever buys it, if you really love wrestling, make Raw 2 hours again.
Disney would.
3 hours is just
Disney
egregious, man.
Disney
it is just 3 hours is aggressive. It's like 3 hours is not just me wanting to sit out and lounge about for a few hours and watch wrestling. That's a few hours plus.
Focusing on 8 people for 3 hours.
Unlikely Paramount, they don't really have enough money.
Paramount ain't got the money for it. Vince like, nigga, if I can buy you, we can't have this conversation.
CBS out here fighting with DirecTV right now.
Yeah, I was saying they're trying to stay on the way.
They've been fighting with DirecTV for 5 years, and every year they like we gonna make a deal. They got a commercial, Joe, right now. They were like, tell DirecTV that you need your news.
Yeah,
and I'm like, why is this commercial on CBS?
Yeah.
You got Paramount, dog. We'll watch it on Paramount, dog. We don't need it on DirecTV. You get Paramount Plus, it's only $4. You can watch CBS and Young and the Restless every day.
You be watching Young and the Restless, nigga?
No, bro, somebody's grandma is getting their credit card taxed and they don't even know how to get on the damn app.
Facts. There are so many old people paying for cable because they don't know all their favorite shows are available streaming wise.
Agreed.
WB, Tony Khan, very unlikely too. I just put in there because people.
WB has got their own battles to face right now.
They made the Joker pregnant, Joe.
And plus they got
that's not true.
But you got to remember this Joker. But you got to remember, are we talking about is the Joker that got pregnant? Are we talking about Martha Wayne's Joker and the fucking like? This isn't mainline Joker. That's a female. This is like an otherworld Joker.
No, here's a quick explanation. Somebody took a piece of a whole thing, just like how people do the Bible, just take a piece out instead of context. But the context was he's not pregnant. It was actually one of the mud villains was in his body, and that he appeared pregnant. So all this, he's trans and he's and this no.
Well, no. I didn't know because I don't read DC comic books.
It's terrible, Tor. You shouldn't.
I was gonna say they're bad. I read Marvel though. Like
Marvel hit and miss, but
like I said, the last thing I read anyways was Avengers versus X-Men versus the Chargers, which was actually a decent little run. Only like 12 issues, I think. Nice.
Marvel, I think they finna do a reboot because they finna fight the God Crowns or whatever. But because it's time for a reboot, it should have ended after Secret Wars, but they kept going for some reason. But
so, what's the vote? Who is most likely on that list? What y'all thinking? I'm going with Disney.
Google.
I'm going with Disney.
I think it's going to be between 3. Google, Universal.
My hopes is that Universal buys it.
I agree there. I would hope it's Universal.
But if I had to realistically lean, I could see the mouse getting it.
Agreed. Yeah. That's my logic behind it. Does that make?
But Perfect World Universal buys it, or Vince decides not to sell. Either or.
Vince does the perfect heel and says, "I'm not going anywhere."
Well, he can't come back to creative. He can not sell his shares of the company, but he cannot come back to a working portion of the company. It just won't go.
Joe, you gonna hang out for the rest of this, or you?
Y'all got this. If we moving on from Vince, handle that. I'm gonna leave it to the pros. I'm just a Vince McMahon historian, and I just needed to give my 1998 cents. So y'all have a good show. Baller Friday.
Unico Williams, everybody.
William Regal is reported to be set at SmackDown in his new position as allegedly president of the company. So, shout out to that.
Yeah. Wait, vice president,
whatever he was.
Vice president of talent relations.
Yeah, I thought. What is he? I think he's vice president.
Oh, well, that's different then. I don't know. I'm not up on that.
Yeah, I think William Regal is the vice president. Vice president of WWE, yeah. VP,
wow.
He's the vice president, yeah.
No wonder he left AEW. Fuck. Niggas was like, oh, he left for his son. No, he left because they made him the fucking vice president of the company. Fuck you mean?
Yeah, so yeah, I just read it. That's what they saying. He ain't really. They ain't really. I don't think they announced it yet, but
that's fire though. I'd have left. I mean, bro, I'd have left anyways because Tony Khan's booking was atrocious. But man, they gave that nigga three. They gave that nigga 3 walk-offs. John Moxley, then MJF, and then if you're seeing this, it's too late video. How a nigga get 3 different go-aways?
We could get match of the week out of the way because we don't.
God, Kenny Omega versus fucking Will Ospreay. That's
easy. We don't even need to talk about. We don't need to talk about that. That's already.
That match was fucking beautiful. Like, bruh, from start to finish, the whole story, the way they made you feel, bruh. When Will Ospreay hit the fucking when Kenny went for that lariat and Will went for the fucking, he flipped over it, he rotated completely over it, and then somehow repositioned himself in for a fucking power bomb. It was just, that whole match was beyond amazing. Like that, even if you hate Kenny Omega, I can't wait. That's why I can't wait to hear what Jim Cornette has to say. Because even if you hate Kenny Omega, if you like wrestling, you had to like that fucking match. I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, but that shit was egregiously good, like next level type shit.
It was. All right, Tori. We gonna get in the Mercedes Monet at the end. This is gonna be the last thing we talked about.
Oh Lord. We're
gonna start at the beginning and go to the end. Tori, WWE has the chance, which I didn't think I would say last year, to have the best tag team division in all of wrestling by a lot.
Especially if they get FTR like we're thinking.
Listen, Tori, listen. If they pull FTR, which even Tori sent me some Triple H, hey, tag Triple H. All right. The Creed brothers come up. Bro, if you put Dax versus Julius Creed 1-on-1 just for a random thing to set up the feud, it will be insane. Julius Creed is a star of NXT. Him and JD McDonough and Brian Breaker and Mello, them the 4-star.
What's his brother's name again?
I call him the other.
Exactly.
You don't even get the Uso treatment, dog. The Uso, like, which one are you? No, the other one.
That's why they started getting different haircuts, though. That's why Jay's got a mullet and the other one doesn't.
His name is Brutus. I had to look it up. His name Brutus.
Brutus?
Yeah.
Oh, Julius Brutus. Okay, I get you. That was a Vince name.
It's 100% off that book or that movie from that historical thing. Brutus Caesar. Julius
I was going to say, Et tu, Brute? Et tu?
Yeah. If y'all don't know the story, it's an amazing story. Read that history. I don't even know if it's historically accurate, but Brutus turns his back on his best friend, Julius Caesar, and all this stuff. Is a great story. And But
hey, one thing I do want to acknowledge, even though it got horrible placement, fucking Jay White versus Okada was a hell of a fucking match, bro.
It was, but it got outshined badly.
Yeah, it got outshined, but I'm saying, because I went back and I watched that match again, just that match, because watching it directly after watching Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay, I mean, but as I went back, like, it was a stellar match. It definitely, I feel like it should have been 5 stars, and Dave gave it 4.5. But I still think it should have been 5 for the fact that it was still that good, even though they knew what they were following.
So apparently, one of them people in that match might be going to WWE, according to
Jay White, Switchblade.
I think both of their contracts coming up.
So Switchblade and Will Ospreay's are coming up. Yo,
I think a lot of New Japan people. I'm hearing around.
Bruh, if
Tama contract coming up, they add to the bloodline.
Oh. But I don't know. Thomas kind of worn out though. Hikuleo's still young and fresh, but I don't know how long his contract is.
Just add him to the bloodline. So just put a bunch of Samoans around.
Well, no, but I think those ones are related though too, because they're Haku's sons.
Yeah,
Hikuleo and Tama Tonga they're Haku's kids, so I think they are actually related to the Rock and Man.
But yeah, that okay. So back, and we saw on Monday Night Raw MVP.
And then you got the Samoan Werewolf just lurching around through MLW, being completely wasted.
Yeah. And Tori, and then we see in the background of Raw this week.
Goddamn Jacob Fatu. You guy's a monster. Is it Jacob?
Shelton Benjamin. Yeah, Jacob Fatu. Shelton Benjamin. And it look like they coming back, Tor. It look like we getting the boys back.
The Minnesota Wrecking Crew, or are you talking about
the Hurt Business?
The Hurt Business. I know. Man, tell me you don't want to see the Minnesota Wrecking Crew one more time. You don't want to see Brock Lesnar and Shelton Benjamin against anybody.
That would be cool.
Bruh. But no, I hope we get the Hurt Business back together. They never should have broke them up.
Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander in the tag team division. You could have KO, Sami Zayn, if the storyline goes like we think it, for the tag titles. The Usos, the New Day, Imperium, FTR, the Creed brothers, Pretty Deadly come up, Tor.
Yeah.
Tor, this division looking tough.
It is. It's looking wild tag team wise.
I'm like, bro, a year ago, Vince almost neutered the tag division. We didn't even think they were gonna have one, and now I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Then you got the one they could job to if they need like Hit Row and all that. But
yeah, Hit Row, bro. I still think Hit Row's on their way out. They didn't have. They're completely amazing. Fucking and
Chad Gable and Otis is good too.
They're okay. They're okay.
Chad Gable carrying though, but it's still.
I still think they should have just kept Heavy Machinery. If I'm gonna be completely honest,
Chad Gable's so good in the ring.
He is, no doubt.
And there's some young talent you can put in a tag team together that might not have the charisma, but put them with a manager in NXT that probably need to be together. They can make some amazing. Bro, youth and age talent. Oh, have FTR helped them grow too? Drew Gulak down there in NXT helping people grow. I'm telling you.
But FTR, bro, I hope they do come back to WWE because they've dropped all the freaking titles now. And you notice that this match with Bishamon was the lowest rated tag match they've had in a long time. It got a 3.75. And I liked it though. But it did just feel like and this is no hate towards Bishamon. I'm sure they're a super big thing in Japan, but there's no way they should be beating FTR for the titles unless FTR is going to WWE.
What's the potential that they win? They don't know.
Because low-key, and I don't know. It was a good match though. It's like I said, it still got 3.75. So, but I just wish they'd have picked a better tag team to put the belts on, but I don't know who that would be. I'm not super. So maybe Bishamon were the ones.
But Tori, that tag team division looking tough when you say it now.
Yeah.
Imagine getting FTR and get Grizzly Young Vets back on the main roster.
Yeah, let's go.
Come on, Tori.
GYR, bruh.
Oh, and Ciampa come back from injury, put him with Gargano again.
DIY versus FTR 2. Well, not 2. It'd be like 3 or 4, but still.
DIY versus Uso, FTR versus Uso, bro.
FTR versus Imperium, bro.
That'd go crazy.
Hey, what if WWE being bought by somebody new?
Don't forget about Pete Dunne.
Hold on, wait. What if WWE being bought by somebody new opens the door for a legitimate CM Punk return?
I think Disney probably would be open to that.
You know what I mean?
Disney already hired him.
That's what I'm saying.
You were like, Fox, Vince them didn't want me, but Disney wanted me. So I'm like, and by the way, if Disney owns, by the way, we talked about this, but Disney owns, they love Bray Wyatt, so Bray Wyatt gonna finally get a push. If Disney loves Bray Wyatt.
I mean, Bray Wyatt's getting a push anyways. He's just talking.
I'm just saying, like they made
sure
they.
It's great talking though, but
yeah. But yeah, they gonna probably love LA Knight too. So Disney gonna treat certain people better. Even though, like I said, it will be watered down, but they'll love certain characters. You probably get more character work than anything. But Tori, am I wrong, Tori? Would that tag team division not be the best? If Ciampa get healthy,
I mean, arguably they've already got the best. But once you add in FTR, it's just like there's no competition. Like, and I love some of the tag teams over in freaking New Japan and in AEW. I've always have been and always will be super big Acclaimed fan. I think that fucking when their contracts are up, I think the Acclaimed could be good in WWE. I think fucking they don't get any play, but I think the Butcher and the Blade were a good tag team aesthetically, and they didn't. They just tried to. They tried to do way more complicated moves than their gimmick called for. But and like Private Party, they're good. Top Flight, as long as no one's injured, they're good. House of Black, we all know that freaking Aleister Black wants to go back to WWE because he's worried that goddamn Santos Escobar might be piping out Zelina Vega.
Why you do these weird allegations to people?
Allegedly.
I don't even know if it's alleged. I think that's just you.
No, I'm making up rumors right now. That's not it's alleged by me. I am alleging that Santos Escobar is Don Juan Delanucci and Zelina Vega.
What if he didn't and he watched his podcast and started realizing, like, what?
Hey! Well, then hook a brother up, bro. The things like Zelina Vega is so fucking, bro. Chef's kiss, nigga.
Tor, we didn't even think about one. Randy Orton get healthy and him and Riddle back.
I don't know. Did you hear that bro? They had to fuse discs together in his back. That's what they were saying. I don't know if Randy Orton comes back from that. Hopefully he does, because I'm a Randy Orton stan damn near. I always have been, always will be a Viper supporter. That nigga's one of the greatest to ever do it.
Yeah, we ain't really heard nothing since November 15th. They had a few.
And now that Riddle's in rehab, now we don't get, because I still want that at some point in time. We need the RK Bro match. We need somebody to turn on somebody, and then bada bing, bada boom.
But y'all get, this is just potential for the end of the year type we're talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Julius Creed, Grizzly Young Vets, rated RKO if Randy can get right and Riddle can get right in personal life. Hopefully Ciampa come back by the end of the year, get DIY. We don't even mention the Good Brothers.
Yeah, that's true. Doc and Carlos are freaking really good. Carl Machine Gun Henderson. I don't know why I called him Carlos.
You can put Dragon.
Lucky I didn't call him. Yeah, Do you think they're gonna get Dragalisto too, or did it?
I don't know. It's a lot of potential under Triple H. Now Vince come back and like I said, it's
very. Vince comes back. It's bad news for everybody.
That tag.
We ain't getting no DIY. We ain't getting no Pretty Deadly. We
didn't even mention the Street Profits. That's how crazy this tag.
But no, that's because they've sort of fallen off a little bit. They're an amazing tag team, but I just mean as of being in matches lately that we're thinking about. But they're definitely FTR versus Street Profits all day. That's a banger.
And like I said,
the Brawling Brutes, bruh. FTR versus Pete Dunne and Ridge Holland. As long as Ridge Holland doesn't. Hey, I will say, since the Big E thing, he has not done a belly-to-belly suplex since then.
That's what I'm talking about.
At least not on the outside. So thank God we're done doing these pointlessly dangerous moves for no reason. And
Tori, like I said, the champion could be Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. That tag division,
bruh. I was thinking back, and I posted it on my Twitter. Go follow me on Twitter, folks. It's right there at the bottom of the screen. But I posted a match. It was Sammy and Kevin versus the Briscoes in like 2006, 2007. Bruh, them niggas, I had forgotten how fucking good they were as a tag team. And I just watched that match and seeing them both so young, seeing the Briscoes as young as they were, and just watching them and of course it was Ring of Honor, so it was a no holds barred match. They were going through tables and all type of shit. But man, just to see that, just remember it, because that took me down the rabbit hole of just watching tag videos of them through the indies, and like, bro, they're so fucking good together.
That's all I'm saying. I'm putting all these teams out here, and like, That's by far the best, bruh. FTR can have a clinic of matches with that.
Oh, FTR versus Sammy and Kevin. That could be a match of the year contender. If you build that story right, as long as we don't get and think we could get FTR versus the Usos, only without the bullshit gags that we got last time. No Usi hot in the shower.
Oh, Roman Reigns right now. Roman Reigns is yelling at Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens just came out while we was talking about this.
Oh, see now, well, that's our cue. We're rounding it out.
Yeah. Yo, Sami Zayn was basically what the story was. Sami Zayn was taking like he was doing the thing. He like,
well, don't tell him. We're gonna get off and watch it. Let's finish the show, nigga.
Yeah. Mercedes Mone, because we gotta talk about this. We required.
She botched her fucking finish at New Japan.
Can I say this? I hated how much she said her catchphrases in a row. I'm
she
sorry.
Hit a lot of them.
I'm like, bro, this is a.
It felt awkward. We know what she's capable of, though. The match is going to be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the guy love the strip. But bro, I was so annoyed at how many times she said she was just hitting all her trademarks she just bought in a row. Bro, that's Tori. She hit bank on Monet.
I heard them all.
Monet. I'm like, it's a Monet statement. I'm all about Monet. I'm like, bro, okay. Can we say words, dog? say actual words. I get it. Okay. Other than that, her presentation was amazing, though.
Yeah, she looked amazing. The match against Kyrie is gonna be good. We're gonna watch it. I mean, other than that,
who do you blame for the botch though? Before we go,
her.
Kyrie went to her knees too.
No, I think she didn't communicate properly how the move was supposed to go. Because I think the move was supposed to be. I think it was supposed to go from backpack into the knee into the DDT. I think that Kyrie probably thought that it was just backpack into the knee. So when she took the knee, she went down. She thought, because that's what the DDT doesn't make no sense even in that sequence of moves. So maybe we'll get to see in the match how it's supposed to go. But if it was supposed to go backpack, knee, DDT, that don't make no sense. You should have just went for the backpack into the knee. That's just my personal opinion. But we'll see, because I'm sure we'll get to see her pull it off clean at some point. But no, I don't blame Kyrie for that. Because I don't think Kyrie made up her finisher for her. She made up her finisher. And I think that when you're going for a statement like that, you got to be confident. Because it's obviously something we've never seen her do before. You know what I mean? It was a new finisher. So I almost feel like she hadn't really got it completely tested out. Or maybe she'd only done it a couple times. Maybe Kyrie didn't. Because you got to remember there's a language barrier there too. So maybe Kyrie didn't understand or maybe she didn't have video of it to show Kyrie how it was supposed to go, if that is how they decided to work it out. But I don't think we can blame it on Kyrie because it seems like until I see it, I don't know though, until I see her pull it off correctly, I can't say whose fault it was. Because if it was just, like I said, if it was just supposed to go backpack, knee, into the DDT that was somehow supposed to swimmingly, flowingly go together, then I don't think I just don't see how that's going to look super good. But
that move will be very difficult to get down if you ain't really practice a lot.
But that's sort of what it felt like. It felt like Sasha hadn't practiced it that much because I feel like
I feel like that a lot. I don't know if Kyrie took it a lot. That's what I'm thinking.
Wait, you've seen her do the backpack knee DDT?
Yeah, that's what she was doing in Mexico. She practiced that move at least 50 times with her boyfriend, the little Hispanic dude when it was in Mexico with Bailey.
Oh, was this on social media?
Yeah, it's
okay.
What she doing?
Oh, okay. I don't remember. I might have seen it. I don't remember seeing it. But then, then maybe, like I said, Kyrie might not have understood how she was supposed to take it.
Yeah, let me look. Sasha.
Because it seems like a super freaking. What's the word I'm looking for?
Complicated move.
In essence, yeah, it does just seem super complicated. But there was another word. it don't matter. But I don't know.
I'm trying to see
until I see it performed, I'm not sure whose fault it was. Until I see someone actually get it
I'm gonna see if I can see it before we go off. I'm gonna see if I can find it. But yeah, her presentation was amazing. I like. Please don't become
bruh, that wig of hers was crazy, bro. Fucking with the fire dye job. Don't laugh, nigga. We all know it's a wig. She says it's a wig.
Oh yeah, she does. But here it is, Tori. Here it is. I'm finna put it in. I'm finna show it so y'all so you can see it.
Okay.
This is just one of them. Shit, I saw her do a lot of them, but this is not. I didn't want to invite guests. I don't want to do this. I'm pressing the wrong buttons. Okay, let's go. Here it is, right here. Here's how the movie's supposed to look.
Oh, there was okay. Well, then I think then if that's how it's supposed to go, I think Kyrie thought that she was supposed to. I think Kyrie, it got lost in translation, and Kyrie thought it was going to be a knee and not the DDT. So since there's no knee there, because it looked like she swung her into a knee, so then it technically. It's both of their faults because maybe if she would have got her arm around Kyrie's head off the getting the backpack off, she didn't do that. Her arm missed getting Kyrie's head, getting her arm over Kyrie's head, so it came off looking like a knee. So Kyrie sold the knee, I think.
Yeah, but that's how it's supposed to look.
Yeah, if that's how it's supposed to, okay. Like I said, either or, that's much, much better. But I think it was probably lost in. Well, no, it was her fault. She didn't get her arm around the head. She didn't get her arm around the head off of the backpack like she was supposed to.
But Kyrie went straight to her knee, so it was kind of awkward.
Well, no, because it was as soon as when she got her off the backpack and she swung her around in front of her, she had brought her knee up. So she didn't put her arm around her head like she was going for a DDT. Her knee went up, and that's when Kyrie went down. So I was thinking that Kyrie sold the knee, thinking that she was getting hit with the knee.
Before we get off,
that's what it looked like.
Before we get off, can we admit that Charlotte Flair is a great wrestler? I don't know what's this.
Why is that anything we need to admit? The proof is in the pudding. Charlotte Flair is one of the best wrestlers ever. Not even females. One of the best wrestlers in WWE.
I don't know. For some reason, Twitter keep like, "Oh my God, she's back. Bruh, she can't wrestle and all that."
Bruh, she's 1,000 times better than Ronda Rousey.
Easily. But if you want to go Sasha and everybody else who's better.
No, really, I think it's just because the internet hates Ric Flair for a vast amount of reasons. I feel like it's sort of because there was a time that I even didn't care for Charlotte Flair, but it was just because her nudes were lame. But
if we're being honest,
they were really lame. I was just because you said if we're being honest.
But I know she's one-dimensional and her type. She's the queen. She got to be that personality. She don't really fit well. So I get people being tired of it, but we ain't finna sit there and lie and pretend like she's not amazing in the ring. That's one thing we're not gonna do. I seen it all over Twitter, and I'm like, this is wild that y'all pretending like she ain't great. It's gonna be a lot of. WWE got a good future, but like I said, I explained to you why. It's most likely that Vince won't be taking over creative. And why they told Sean Ross that we can assure you he's not taking over creative. But then you look at the contract with the SEC to filing to become that role, and I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be hard. He can do it now. I'm not saying he can't. But I'm letting y'all know right now. It is very, very hard to do. To get around them SEC ruling.
So you don't think he's gonna sell?
Oh, I think he's gonna sell, or he's gonna lease, or he's just gonna be up at the top. I don't think he's gonna be creative.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening either.
I don't think he's gonna be in charge of creative. I don't think the stockholders would like it. I don't think the companies would like it. NBC.
I don't think the audience would like it.
NBC Universal Raw was down to what 1.6 and 1.7 at one time, and now it's at 1.9, 2.0, and it's not going against football. Like,
True.
you think they want to lose 300,000 people just because you want to book the same thing because you forgot you booked it last week? SmackDown had what 2 point, even though technically if you had John Cena versus Roman Reigns with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, it's gonna get a lot crazy numbers. But
Yeah.
but
That
the
was a
wrestling,
good match, though. I enjoyed that match.
I had it had so many commercials in it.
Hey, that did fuck it up. But man, I
You get
still
John
want
Cena, you get
to.
commercial
Before we
free.
go though, I do want to say shout out to Wrestle Kingdom and all the amazing wrestling that did happen on it. Outside of just, I know all we really touched on was Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay and also Switchblade and Okada. Okada's the golden boy, we know. But other than that, FTR, Bishamon, freaking Tetsuya Naito and NIJ had a match against, not remembering who off the top of my head, but it was a decent match. Leo Rush and Show and Yo, they had a match they had a trios match against freaking, so was it some guys from Evil? I can't remember. And then Minoru Suzuki, him and Suzuki-gun had a random match too on their farewell tour. So shout out to Wrestle Kingdom.
Wrestle Kingdom was very good. We did talk a lot about Vince today, but everybody knew that was gonna be. I was expecting to talk about Mercedes longer, but yeah, SmackDown was getting good because
and she botched her. I mean, she botched her fucking until we see her wrestle. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, one more thing before we get off. You think she's gonna be the tag team partner, or did Tony Khan try to cover that before it got crazy?
No, she's not. I don't think she's going to AEW. They've already talked about how her deals, all the deals they know about, are in New Japan, which I think is because she's going back to WWE, folks. I think she's got 3 or 4 dates in New Japan she wants to wrestle. I think maybe she shows up freaking on some, but I don't see it being AEW. Me personally.
Bro, the amount of cope I saw when they like Tony, they said Dave even said it. Dave said, "Listen, they knew they was in trouble, so they announced Tony." By the way, storyline wise, it would be the dumbest thing I've ever seen. If
it wouldn't make no sense.
I'm like, if you had Mercedes, you just let people think it's Mercedes, then bring out. You don't put a weird storyline in between and literally make people who might have watched next week not watch because you already announced.
But that's not Tony. You got to remember, that's not Tony's ball game, anyways. Anytime he's always let people know ahead of time in this funny ways if people were coming, and we got
something special.
Well, no, but I was about to say I don't think the signaling was all like that.
And let's be honest, you ain't putting no Iron Man match today. Sasha Banks show up.
Yeah.
You are not putting you are not gonna have a 60-minute Iron Man match the week Sasha Banks show. That's why I'm leaning against AEW fan. Y'all, I felt the coat like, oh, it seems suspicious. I'm like, no, that man trying to cover his because he got.
Oh yeah, hyped. And then I would say I saw the memes on Twitter. He started posting. Hey, when Tony Khan got in his Elon bag and started posting memes, I was like, oh, this nigga's coping hard. He's like, I'm a breadcrumb, y'all. Look. I promise I got something. Listen, to all you female legends out there, don't y'all take no crazy check from Tony to come take a dive off into a roof or no shit. Don't you end up in a fucking barbed wire nest for this nigga. It ain't worth it.
You know what I want?
You ain't gonna break 1 million viewers. Don't you fucking take that check, because I know he's probably sending us feelers out. Mickey James, don't do it. Lita, don't do it. Fucking who are some other female legends that could be? Trish Stratus, don't do it. Now, I think Trish Stratus and Lita both have legends contracts, so they couldn't do it anyways. But any female legend wrestlers, don't you, Tony Khan, you stay away from Mae Young's grave, God damn it.
Listen, you know what I want? I want her to actually show up on the next Wednesday, and then I want to show up at the Royal Rumble and be the official legend.
Oh, that would be. But bro, I don't want to see Sasha on AEW TV.
Won't be like it'll be fun every once in a while.
No, you say what if she goes on there, gets injured? What then?
I'm pretty sure she's in there with Hater and them they kind of safer than.
Nah, fuck that, bro.
Don't put her with Tay Mello. By the way, shout out Tay Mello.
Fuck her.
Tay Mello?
Yeah.
You saw that Belmont pick?
Yeah, but bro, it's 2023. You know how many sexy Velmas are on the fucking internet, and they actually show. I bet her only. I'm gonna hit the Reddit. I'm gonna get a link to her OnlyFans, and I bet you there ain't even white nips. You want to take the bet? I bet you there ain't even white nips.
We'll talk about this after the show. Like and subscribe. We getting out of here. I appreciate y'all for watching. Roman Reigns yelling at Sami Zayn. Go watch that on SmackDown. It was amazing. And we're out. Peace.